Let's go.
Beautiful. Welcome, everyone. We are beginning here. Welcome under the golden willow tree. I'm going to just begin to mute people just with the background sound. Yeah. Thank you for arriving and being here. We're so grateful you're here. And we are in the 6th day of World Unity Week. And I have a special video to just bring us into the essence and spirit of what is happening around the world. There are 20 plus other convergence rooms coming together in the spirit of 99 days of peace through unity. So I'm going to share a special video to kind of bring us into that space and continue to welcome you under the golden willow tree. So there we go. Get the video up for you all. Yes. And you all see my background image. Okay, it's my email. Thank you for being patient with me. And hold on 1 second here. Welcome to World Unity Week. And my apologies, I had the video right here and yeah. So many windows open. There we are. This is the homepage of worldunityweek.org, and I'm going to share the video here with you all. Here we go.
Let me tell you about the lie we've been living in for centuries, millennia. They say peace through domination's justifiable while building up the arsenal. All the sages and wise men of the ages were guiding us to look within ourselves. But the fear so divisive and the lie so enticing, we keep spinning this hell. Shine your light, you are the future being told. Cultivating the seeds we've sown. 99 days of peace through unity. 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 99 days of peace through unity.
So welcome everyone. 99 Days of Peace Through Unity, just such a beautiful song, a collaboration of many that brought that song from Ghana, from the US, many different musicians from all over the world. Thank you, Kristen Hoffman, for producing it. And welcome to World Unity Week. I want to just inform all of you, we are about to dance with Gail Thomas in guided ritual transformation dance to renew water. And I know there's going to be poetry. Many of you know her. It feels like I'm in your community. Welcome under the golden willow tree, and take it away, Gail.
Thank you so much, Summer. Thank you for offering this room to us and being here with us today in sacred dance and sacred community. I will introduce myself, my water basin, and my people. Galigia Kaweskwe, dancing heron and dances with death, call me Gail. In my ancestral Salagi home, in the water basin of Wayumi Gunaita, the long man whose head is in the mountain and his feet are in the sea. And the mountain that I live on is our sacred mountain. She is reclaiming her sacred name, Adagul, which means helping many people, on the oldest mountain here on Turtle Island. She is the elder on Turtle Island. And I am so honored to live on her, with her, and I want to share her with all of you today. Now, we are the people who resisted both the removal on the Trail of Tears and the reservation called Cherokee. And I bring the spirit of that resistance and that determination and thriving with me today as I come in and welcome all of you in this dance transformation. And I'm going to ask all of you to introduce yourself, just your name and the land that you are on, if you know that, and your water basin. If you know your water basin, and your water basin is simply the water that flows around you. Where does it go? Does it go to a little creek? Does it go to a river? Does it go to the ocean? Look around, and the first creek that you know the name of, bring it in, because we're going to honor all the water and their ancestors once we bring them in with the Lakota water song, once we do that. And also, we're going to honor our ancestors and ask them to make it a sacred place as we become one mind with our traditional Salagi song that weaves us all together as one mind. And I'm hoping we can all unmute and sing together. We won't worry about the Zoom delay. We'll just weave and wander and see what we get. So if we go counterclockwise, actually, you've met me in summer. We'll go down to Martin, and I hope everybody's screen looks the same. We'll go around into a spiral. Okay, we'll go Martin, and then Josh Silver, Joan Henry, Michelle, and just keep on going until we come back to the center, which I think is either Sharon or Yelche, I don't know, whoever. However our weaving and wandering goes. So Martin, if you'll begin by just your name, your water basin, any ancestors that you want to join us today, please.
Yeah, Martin in Kansas City, Kansas, Kaw River watershed, and the land of the Wyandotte Indian.
Every day was a learning and introducing, finding people, finding all those beautiful, beautiful souls in the way. I started to write down and more for myself. Not every moment is so precious for me. My heart is already pumping so much.
How can I hear you?
But I want to have it really a straight line. I don't talk so much because I just want to talk.
Audio.
And actually, I'm not the kind of. That's the first time I talk about openly like that. It was a new, wonderful experience, and my heart is really, really.
Just so you know, Joan, we're listening to you. We hear something from you.
Suzanne instead of.
We are walking away.
We hear you. Welcome, Joan.
Yeah.
G-delic. I am taking care of 2 places at once now. My sister knows. Joan Henry is a lot easier to say. If you ask me what my name meant, it's a long sentence, but it shortens down to Mother Earth gives her her voices to sing with. That's what my name means. And I am, these are my mountains.
Mm.
Those are the ones opposite to me, and the others are behind me. The northern Catskill Mountains, the watershed they are, but their water here is pure and clean. And that little Hollow Tree Brook and that little Stony Clove Creek, they flow down into Alicia Esopus, Grandma Esopus, a powerful, powerful creek that I raised my kids by. A powerful creek my father loved, and we'd go to water there and still do when we can. That is, you may not always see me on the screen, but know that I'm right here. And when the person I'm taking care of on that other Zoom is finished speaking, finished testifying, I will be with you in full.
Thank you so much, Joan. Yeah, and our spiraling is not going to work.
Physically.
So just speak with the rhythm and the flow of the waterfall. Just keep going. Don't worry about bumping into someone. Christine, we are hearing you. Do you want to mute or do you want to introduce yourself?
No.
Okay. If our text can help people
I
mute.
think Morning Star is ready.
Yeah, jump in when you're ready. Just flow like the waterfall. Keep that rhythm, keep that pace going. Just your name, your land, your ancestors, and go right on to the next person.
Oh, well, okay, because thank you. I just got in and I was just waving hi because I didn't know what was going on. Okay, so just introduce myself. Is that what we're doing?
Please, yeah, very
Oh,
briefly. Yeah.
hi. Yeah, as she said, Morning Star. I live in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, pretty far away. I was introduced to Robin Youngblood a few years back and have been following with her for years, and see you guys on Facebook, Gail and everybody. I've been doing Native ceremony since 94, Lakota ceremony. I'm not Lakota. I'm Choctaw and Cherokee. But I lived in a place where there wasn't ceremony. And so I prayed about it and asked if I could at least do something. And this was offered to me as an opportunity to walk in a native way, even though it wasn't my culture. So I honor it. I'm privileged to be able to be learning it, learn the songs. I've Sundanced for 16 years, and we're finishing up our ceremony over in outside of Shiprock this year with Howard Badhand. This is the last year of the International Dance for Peace for him. So we're finishing that up in July, and looking forward to what's going to happen next after this is done and what's going to happen. So I'm just excited that I get to occasionally get to be here and get to participate. And I'm sorry I was late, but I guess that's kind of it.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me share that.
Thank you. Molly, could you go next an example?
Hello, welcome all. Hello everyone, brothers and sisters. I'm Mali and I'm joining you from London, UK. and the nearest body of water to me is River Thames. And I should pass it on back to the circle. Thank you. To the spiral.
Thank you. Thank you, Molly.
Hi, I'm Sharon Friedman. I'm from North Connecticut, and my local watershed is the French River. Thank you.
Hi, it's Tree Child, and I'm in Nova Scotia, the unceded Mi'kmaq territories, and my local watershed is the Lahave River watershed. I live near a lake that I call Turtle Song Lake and a marsh that I call Heron Marsh. Thank you.
Shalania here, and I'm located in on the west coast of Turtle Island in California. And my ancestors are Anundawaga, Chalagi, Welsh and Irish. And I live on unceded Nisenan territory, and the watershed is Sacramento watershed. It comes down from Mount Shasta, and then my river is a tributary. Kumsaya goes down into the Sacramento, down into the Delta, out into the San Francisco Bay, into the Great Pacific Ocean. So I'm grateful to be here. I think I gave you all the information. Thank you very much for listening. Good to be here.
I'm Michelle Germain. I'm in Tampa, Florida. I live on Sweetwater Creek, which is just a very small creek, but very precious to me, off Upper Tampa Bay. And I'm woefully ignorant of my ancestry. But I live in the home of Tocobaga and Indians and the Seminole Nation.
Hi, I'm Daniela. I am from Salvador, Bahia, Brazil. And I live by a bay, the biggest bay in Brazil. It's called Bahia de Todos os Santos, which means All Saints Bay. Nice to meet you all.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Yes. Eileen, would you like to go next?
Sure, we'll come back across the country. This is Eileen Smoke, and I live in the Pacific Northwest and at the base of the Cascade Mountains in the foothills. And I live in the Skagit River watershed where it flows into the Salish Sea, which then goes out to the Pacific Ocean. And there are probably 32 tribes that live around here. My ancestors are European ancestors that came over, some on the Mayflower, and Danish, English, and Scotch. Thank you.
Hi, this is Charo from Spain. I live right in the middle in Madrid, land of Celtics, Germans, Romans, lots of people lived here. And the closest river next to me, it's called Arroyo Culebro. That means little snake. Thank you for creating this space.
My name is Bob Mendelson. I live in Lipsick, Delaware. My ancestors are, that I know of, are Scottish and Israelite. And I live in the, right next to the Lipsick River, which runs into Delaware Bay, which runs into the Atlantic Ocean. And it's an honor to be here. Thank you for inviting me, Gail.
Yes, thank you. Yelcha, Christine, and Josh, would either of you like to go next?
I will. Sorry about that. I was multitasking. There's some wind outside and something blew away. And I don't know if I'll be able to stay for the whole thing. I have to be somewhere at 2, but I wanted to hop on and see what the dancing was all about. So I'm in Montana, and I live in a valley that has 3 rivers that converge here, but it's commonly called the Clark Fork River Basin.
Thank you.
The lands of many native peoples. So, hello. I'm done.
Can someone unmute Yelcha? Can we do that? Martin or Eileen or someone?
You can ask, but it doesn't unmute.
Okay, maybe that'll help her.
Anyone can unmute themselves right now. So yeah, just in the bottom left corner, if you just unmute, if you'd like to speak.
That little mic, yeah. I know sometimes it's a challenge, Yelcha. Oh. Oh. Yeah, you see a little red microphone anywhere on your screen? You see a little red microphone you can click on and talk to us?
If you just in the bottom left corner, you're welcome to, sometimes things can get a little funny in Zoom. And if you leave and come back, it may just clear it and we'll let you back in. You want to do that so we can hear you.
I'll go ahead and introduce you, Yelcha, if that's okay, while you're working for it, okay? Yelcha is my dear friend in London, and her water is the River Thames, and she is my best dream worker. She works so hard with her dream work, and I want to ask her later to share her inspiration because she's the one who asked for the Chiron, the wounded healer dance. So I'm hoping we can figure this out some way, Yelcha. And I think that leaves Josh Silver. If you'd like to introduce yourself, you're welcome. If you don't, if you want to pass, that's acceptable too. Okay, now that we have called in our water and our ancestors, we are all going to make this a sacred place by becoming one mind. When we are all together in ritual, and especially when we are all doing the same thing, we are one mind and we are in sacred space. So I'm going to sing this song, and it's a weaving, wandering song, and I would want to ask everybody to unmute and hum, move, whatever. Pick a word, pick a line. You know, don't worry about the Zoom delay. Just sing and become one mind together with the frequency, the vibrate, you know, the vibrations in the air and the ethers of truth and wisdom, which we are in today, will carry us, okay? This is an earth beat on the drum, so we're drumming for the earth also when we do this. Hey, 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 oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, 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 oh, Oh, thank you so much. You guys are great. That's beautiful. Yeah, weaving and wandering and becoming one in the visual and the physical and the sound. It's such an honor to be here today with all of you. We are also going to honor the water with the Lakota water honoring song. And if anyone knows that song, it's a little tougher, but you're welcome to do the same thing. And we honor our water as ancestors. The stones have been here the longest, and then the water, and they're all teaching us. Meno chone chone alo, meno chone chone alo, meno chone chone alo, meno chone chone alo, hey. Wakandanka tonka shela, meno chone chone alo, meno chone chone alo, meno chone chone alo, hey. Wakandanka tonka shela, meno chone chone alo, meno chone chone alo, meno chone chone alo, hey. And we indigenize our gatherings when we begin with songs, especially our sacred songs, honoring our ancestors and asking them to join us. And we share from where we are. So when I went out at noon with my little dog tucked under my left arm, I heard this big sound in the leaves way too close. And my primitive brain said, "That's too big to be a squirrel." Squirrel zone. So look out. And I looked up, and there's this little baby bear right off the deck. My primitive brain said, "What is that?" After it deduced, from experience that it's not a squirrel and it's in the squirrel zone. But my little dog's primitive brain said, "Ooh, stick my claws in mommy and hang on." So that's what he did. Yeah, and we survived it, and we feel the blessings of that little baby bear, rearranging our bones and nervous system and everything in this body. And so I realized that is the way our blessings come in. And I have to admit, that blessing came in with quite a few curse words when I saw that it was a baby bear, and so mama's gonna be close. And I gotta let the dog pee and get back in the house just as quick as I can. And that is how the storms in our life come also. They come in, making us curse sometimes. We curse the trials in our life sometimes, but when we do it often enough, we learn that it is bringing us blessings. And that is how the storms in our life renew the water in our bodies, the water on the earth, the water in us and all around us, can come in as a surprise or what seems like a scary thing, and end up being such a gift, just such a beautiful lesson and a beautiful deepening and renewal. And that's what we're doing today. You realize probably, those are regulars in this community, that my ancestral people sing and dance much more than we talk. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to share from where we are. And actually, the thunders brought this beat that you'll hear in the music to me a year ago on the spring equinox. That's when the thunders return, and so we honor them when they return. And last year we honored them with the traditional Anipikaga sweat lodge ceremony that we've held here on this beautiful mountain for 14 years now. And just 24 hours later in the dream time, I woke up with this beat that started the song that we're going to dance with today. Unfortunately, I shared it with our Four Worlds Women's Circle, and that's when the magic really began. We all joined in, we did a few things with it, and then it started to really head in this direction. And I sent that drumming to Molly's husband, Gabri, who I'm just so grateful to both of them for all of their help. He's an amazing musician there in the UK, and he does space music. And who would have ever convinced me that sharing in the women's circle about dancing when I was probably in the 5th or 6th grade, and a couple in the UK would turn into such a beautiful offering as the one we're doing today. So I really want to deepen into our sacredness with another song after I tell you the movements of the dance. Okay? So keep it pretty simple, and Molly's going to help me. She's going to stand up and show you these dance moves as I describe them. The first thing we're going to do, it's kind of a tricky beat. It's kind of a 7 beat, but it dances best with a 1 and 2, 1 and 2, dun dun dun. It dances better like that than trying to actually go with the drum. And what we're going to do is we're going to call in these storms, these storm clouds. And you are all welcome to stand and dance like Molly is, or to sit and dance with your hands. Turn your camera on, turn your camera off, whatever you're comfortable with. We will be spotlighting those who are dancing with their camera on if you're comfortable with that. I think Martin's going to pick out those who spark and add them to this spotlighting screen that Molly and I are on now. So we're going to begin by calling in those storms because we know there is a transformation on the way. We've activated Chiron, the wounded healer, when we feel that tension. A tension of transference activates the inner Chiron, wounded healer. So we grab that with our fist. And the music will guide you into these as well. So we hold that tension. We recognize that tension of the opposites. Energy comes from holding the tension through the transformation. Okay, so we go between holding ourselves lovingly and gently when needed and holding the tension in the song. Okay? And then we start to move towards the water renewal. So after we've held the tension long enough, we brush off. We brush off everything. Energetically, physically. We brush things off. But we recognize that there is no away. We don't brush things away because there is no away, just like there is no other. We are all one. And so, as we brush off, we realize this and we find the stillness of the water. And we transform. First, we transform into each other. Sometimes we want to follow those transferences and projections and lash out. But it's best if we just become the eddies in the water and we transform into each other. We embrace the beauty and the balance of dark and light and move beyond duality into direct experience and facilitate this balancing effect that this dance and these experiences will have upon us. And so we become the eddies and we become the stillness of the water. And then in the last movement of the dance, we bring that water back up from the ground, the springs. Okay, we bring it up and we come full circle with that water in the last movement. And those are the movements of the dance. Now you can dance your way, you can dance however you want to dance. If you want to join in with these particular movements, then Martin's going to pin me and Molly in the first 2 places, and we will stay there, and then he will bring everyone else in. They will come and go. throughout the dance. So dance your best dance, dance your way. Let the water dance through you. Let the water in your body dance again. Okay? And be safe in your environment. You know, it takes a little letting go, like maybe half closing your eyes to let the water dance through your body. You know, just a soft eye, but be aware of your surroundings and be aware of your boundaries and make sure that you are in a safe place, that you hold yourself safe as you're dancing. Okay? That's a reconciliation of opposites too, both the conscious and the unconscious. And these are symbols and images. That is the language of the soul. And we connect the soul with the ego mind that interprets all of this for us and actually guides us in our life. It has the advantage of being in the present and in the eternal. That is the way of the soul. It is now and it is forever. And we dance with it today. Are there any questions on the movements or the dance before I deepen our sacredness with Grandpa Wallace Black Elk's Eagle Song that he's asked that we sing at as many gatherings as we can sing? And I give credit to the Teoshpe that he gave it to and made that request to, that passed it to me. So do we have any questions? And can we go back to gallery view for questions? Okay, any questions? Okay, no questions. We're going to sing, and then when Martin's ready, we're just going to mute everybody, and then we're going to dance. We're going to take this sacred song right into our dance and know that it helps us with our transformations. And as I'm singing this song, hold yourself with the eagles. You know, when you see the eagles, they're circling, they're spiraling. They're going up, they're coming back down. Just feel that eagle energy with this song. And those of you who are finding your culture as recognition, you know, we recognize each other in native ways. The DNA sometimes leaves out the red race. The true red race is the East Coast woodland natives. And the only recognition in the DNA is the East Asian yellow race, which is from the Bering Strait, the yellow people, the Plains Indians. So if you're looking for culture, look at your gatherings, your family gatherings, and if a hawk comes along or an eagle comes along, all the eyes will go up and the biggest smiles will be on the faces. So if you're in a gathering where everybody's looking up at a hawk or an eagle and smiling this eternal smile, start looking for your ancestry, because this is the way we recognize each other, and this is the culture that carries forward with us. And we can all reach back, you know, to the ancient ones in this wave of humans. And with this reaching, I also call in the ancient ones that I have ancestry with. My great grandmother Uia, my paternal grandmother, who is Blue Clan, and my other mother and my mother, who is Deer Clan. I call them to join us today also and dance with us in these beautiful ways. And so let's honor Grandpa Wallace Black Elk with his eagle song, and be with those eagles as they spiral and prepare us for the transformations and the storms in life to take us to our highest and best, where they disappear, you know, they disappear into the sky and into the clouds. And if you want to stand up and dance along, you know, while we're drumming, you're welcome to do that. The Salagi dance is to step up with our heart. It's like we have a string from our heart to the center of the circle that we've created. And so we step up with our heart. And so please join me in whatever way you can. And of course we start with the thunder beat, because the eagles are up there with the thunders who brought us this song. Yeah. play our transformation dance music. Thank you, Summer, for dancing so beautifully with the eagles in that song. And Martin will mute all of us, and then he will start the music for us. Adjust your screen to your comfort, whatever feels good to you. Take care of you. And Martin, I think we are all ready. Dark clouds come with the winds of change and gather around us. Awareness strengthens our roots in Mother Earth. We listen for voices of ancestors as we spiral back to center, over and under, again and again, writhing in pain and wailing sorrow. Iron fist holding golden intentions along with the tension. Stepping into these firestorms, tethered to trees and anchored in love, we persevere, feeling fullness in life as it slips away from grasping, clawing for control as we encounter the chaos that takes us into the void of creativity. Letting go only to be danced by our soul, both now and through eternity, connected to our unconscious. Intensified presence deepens gratitude felt by the waters in this body holding our spirit, washing away the unnecessary greed, anger, and delusion of unbalanced collective cravings. There is no away, so we transform into each other from the depths of still waters. Inner inversion, rights of wrongs and eddies restore wholeness to circles and cycles through rites of passage in our original instructions. water bubbles up from the center of earth to greet the spring rains gravity yields. Air and water together join the fire of life force in our heart for this journey on earth, as our ego observes like the oak trees. We allow the waters of our body to dance again within these ritual transformations. We allow the waters of our body to dance again these ritual transformations. We allow the waters of our body to dance again these ritual transformations. We allow the waters of our body to dance again these ritual transformations. Look at your face. Look into your own eyes. Look how alive you are. Feel how much more alive you are after moving and dancing. And yes, you don't have to stop, Summer. Just keep dancing if you want to. Get a drink, take a break, take care of you, do what you need to. Move if you're moving something. Get ready to tell us about your experience. Share your experience with us while you've got this glow and this beautiful energy. And then, after we share our experiences of the dance, we're going to open the floor to any poems or quotes or anything that feels on topic with the storms that renew our water and the water in the world. Be sure and look into your own eyes and see the new life force that you've stirred up. Does anybody feel like they want to share first at this time? And we'll go back to gallery view. So I can see the life force in all of you. I love seeing your eyes and your face and your glow after dancing.
I would just like to share that your story about your dog and the bear and the storm of that reminds me of a couple of nights ago when I was walking Xavier in the dark, and was probably a deer that was maybe 10 yards away that snorted at us. That got my attention.
Yes, yes. They help us learn to communicate. Yeah. Sweet. Imagine it got your dog's attention too. That's beautiful. Yeah.
It got his attention too.
Okay, Eileen. Go, Eileen.
Oh, I was just gonna say the birds are quite vocal today. Last time I danced, they all got quiet, but this time they sang along with. They were very vocal. And I like how the stellar jays will mimic an eagle, because I was looking around, but it was the stellar jays.
Oh, so blessed by the eagles there in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you so much, Eileen and Bob, for sharing. And Molly, did you want to share your experience of the dance?
Yeah. Hello. Yes, really enjoyed dancing with you all in a circle and spiral and seeing so much joy, and Joanne as well dancing with us, amazing, and Summer and Shalania and Michelle and Yelcha and Daniela and whoever I seen. I didn't see everybody because I was busy dancing, but it was such a joy and renewing water with all of you together. I'm sweating and I think I'm renewing the water. So yeah, I'm very grateful for these new waters that are coming into my body and transforming in something better.
Yes.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart for holding this space. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Thank you too, Molly. You are such a blessing here. You are so helpful and supportive. Such a sweet one. Thank you.
Hello, it's Tree Child. Can I be heard?
Yes.
Oh, good. I just wanted to say, right as you were introducing the eagle song, I looked down and saw a feather. It's not an eagle feather, but it's very similar color. It must be a duck feather. I'm dancing right by the lake, and I had my feet bare and in the water sometimes. And there was just these beautiful synchronicities that happened where I would start to turn, and then the song would say circle, or I would dip my hands into the water and the song would reference using the water for clearing, or it was just a beautiful, harmonious feeling dancing with you all in this way. So yeah, I really appreciated the songs. Thank you so much for bringing the songs into the circle. Thank you.
Thank you, Tree Child. And it sounds like you're in a beautiful, perfect place to be doing this dance with the water. Thank you for that. Who wants to share their experience of the dance?
Well, I will. I thought that was just a lovely experience. I've been out on the water earlier today, and I had one of those wonderfully synchronistic experiences out there, and I found a cut flower, an orange cut flower of zinnia. I left it outside. I didn't want to be outside. It's gotten so warm now, and I have the breeze of movement, but I felt like it just brought it all indoors. I didn't know that it helped you the way you helped us make the space sacred, and I felt like I was in nature, just in here in the safety of this space and with all of y'all, and it was lovely. I could just feel that water. I don't know how to explain it, but it was really, thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful experience. Yeah, I'm so glad you can share with us. Yes, yes.
I'd love to. Can I go?
Yes, yes. Please.
Oh, it's so wonderful to dance with all of you. This is like, just so you know, in the like ultimate dream of World Unity Week and under the golden willow tree, this is exactly like, this is what peace through unity looks like. Like deep bows to all of you. And I really appreciate, Gail, that you brought in the medicine of the hawk. And I just want to presence the spirit of my father, which is part of my inspiration of being under the golden willow tree during World Unity Week, as I have seen his precious face since the day he passed away in February. And I just feel him, and in the hawks, he actually told me before he passed, he said, I will visit you as a hawk.
Yes.
So I really, really appreciate that medicine here in this circle, and just aho, and just so many blessings to bringing in the Lakota ways as well here in your songs and all of your dances from around the world. It's a real blessing and miracle.
Yes, thank you, Summer, and thank you for sharing that holy place that you are in within that transition. Thank you for sharing that energy with us today. Much love and gratitude. Amongst all of us, yeah. Who else wants to speak?
It is the radiant joy in everyone's face that just still has me enamored from the whole experience. It's so joyous to see. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin. You got a great seat for it there, too. You saw the whole thing happen. Maybe you can tell us more about it sometime when you let it sink in and sit with it for a bit. Tell us what our transformation looks like as you're spotlighting. I know that's a tough job, too, and thank you for doing it so well. Yeah. There were times when I would look up and I would think I was seeing myself, but it was Molly. We were doing the same thing. I was seeing her arms and I was thinking, am I in the right spot? That spot doesn't look familiar. Oh, yeah, that's not me. So it's beautiful in that way. That's how we become each other. You know, we become each other when we do this. Yeah, Joan, do you have something you can share with us? Are you at a moment where you can share, Joan?
I think I'm still listening. The water has been present from sky to earth and back again today. And one of the things that went with the transition, just spirit providing confirmations for the work that you're doing in this, is that it went from rain and gray to sun, with water sparkling on the leaves. So see, the Dine are right. We are in the glittering world.
Yes, we are. Thank you, Joan. And please send me some of that rain. I am in the Dust Bowl. I need the rain. Please. And I know Michelle probably wants some too while you're at it. You know, just spread it around the circle if you can, please. Does anyone else want to share? I want to commend my friend Charo for being here. I know she is living in one of those storms, and I'm so happy that she could join us and she could bring her transformation and be renewed with us today. Thank you, Charo, so much for being here today with all of us. Okay, any more experiences before we move into poems? Okay, we're good. How's our time? I'm not the timekeeper. I am thoroughly outside of space and time. 0404. I guess we might be right on.
I don't know if you saw in the private message I sent you, Gail, but if you want to go till 1:30 Pacific, so you got 25 more minutes instead of 15. I can do that. Yeah?
Thank you, Summer.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
sweet. Did anybody bring poems and quotes on this topic that they would like to share now to reinforce what we're doing, the voice of the world, the past, present, and future, in the written word? How about
I could read,
yeah, please, please.
and if you hear splashing, that's my dog.
Nice.
Got lots of dogs here today. For the wild, I cannot separate my needs from the needs of the earth. I need clean air. She needs clean air. I am the nighthawk, nesting in high places, soaring above the treetops. I am the cougar, moving silently through the forest, a presence to be reckoned with. I am the moose, bellowing out in triumph as she arises from the water, dripping with lake. I am protecting myself. I am protecting the earth, the lake, the trees. I am protecting the nighthawk, the cougar, the moose. We are one in our need for the wilderness to remain wild. I wrote that
Yes,
several years ago.
that is beautiful. Thank you so much, Tree Child. That is it. Yes, you caught it. You caught it beautifully. Martin, do you mind going back to gallery view so we can make faces while she's reading? We can make faces and hand movements to each other and see each other.
Yeah, I have it on gallery view, so I'm not sure.
Okay, let me just tweak my window then. Yay, thank you. Okay, Eileen, do you still have that? Oh no, no. We had a great poem last time by Mary Oliver, but it was The Bear in the Springtime. I don't know if anybody can find that real quick and share it with us. Mary Oliver's poem about spring and the bear. You got it, Molly? Oh, you're not on your computer. Yeah, that's right.
I don't have that one, but I have different thing that maybe perhaps I can read. I have two different things. One is by Masaru Emoto, and it goes like this. By holding the intention of peace towards water, by thinking, speaking, and acting with the intention of peace towards water, water can and will bring peace to our bodies and to the world.
Yes, yes.
So that's one. And then I have one more by John Trudell. Every human being is a raindrop. And when enough of raindrops become clear and coherent, they then become the power of the storm.
So perfect, Molly. Thank you so much. Anyone else? I'll read the Rumi poem. I'd really love to get Yelcha unmuted. Did anybody find a way to help her? No.
What I would suggest, Yoka, is to leave and come back in.
Yeah,
Could maybe clear that issue. So you've got some kind of block right now on your speaker. Does she understand that?
Yeah,
If you
but
just leave the room and we'll welcome you back in. Nope, she doesn't want to do that. Okay,
yeah,
got it.
that's hard.
All right.
I'm gonna read the Rumi poem, and we'll just feel into that, Yelcha. Just pass it through the ethers. You know, that's truth and wisdom moves in the ethers. So we'll get it that way. Okay, with you and Rumi. Wound is the place.
It also moves in the chat really well. If Yelcha, if you want to put it in the chat, and then someone can read it for her.
Well, I can read the poem. I wanted her to share her experience. She's been having a wonderful experience that caused her to request. So we do these dances because people ask for them, and we've done 6 of them since December. So we're gonna slow down a bit, but this is the kind of request I wanted to show you guys that led to the Rumi poem through Yelcha's experience of her dream work, which was just amazing. But she'll share that sometime. We'll be here again, and we'll figure out these things. It's all good.
I put the spring with the bear in the chat.
Yes, Robert, would you read that? Would you read it for us? Could you read it? I know you're a great poet. Well, I'll go ahead and read the Rumi poem while you get ready to read Mary Oliver. Wound is the place by Rumi. Trust your wound to a teacher's surgery. Flies collect on a wound. They cover it. Those flies of your self-protecting feelings. Your love for what you think is yours. Let a teacher wave away the flies and put a plaster on the wound. Don't turn your head. Keep looking at the bandaged place. That's where the light enters you. And don't believe for a moment that you are healing yourself. So that Rumi dance came right after this water dance. So it's like this water dance just called in and ushered in that Rumi poem and the Chiron wounded healer for us to work with. And we'd love to do that poem with all of you, that dance with all of you sometime. We dance on the first day of each month with the new moon. We happen to be in that cycle right now where we can be within 4 days of the new moon on the first day of the month. And we invite you all, hopefully, to the 99 Days of Peace. If we can get on that schedule, we'll see you there, and it will be my Zoom link. A lot of you have that, and if you don't have that, if you would please put your email in the chat, then I will send you that Zoom link and remind you to come dance with us again. And Robert, would you like to read that Mary Oliver poem for us, please?
Okay. I have to get close enough to see the words.
Yeah, no, that's a challenge. I'm doing that too.
Somewhere, a black bear has just risen from sleep and is staring down the mountain. All night, in the brisk and shallow restlessness of early spring, I think of her 4 black fists flicking the gravel, her tongue like a red fire touching the grass, the cold water. There is only one question: how to love this world. I think of her rising like a black and leafy ledge to sharpen her claws against the silence of the trees. Whatever else my life is with its poems and its music and its glass cities, it is also this dazzling darkness coming down the mountain. breathing, and tasting. All day I think of her white teeth, her wordlessness, her perfect love.
Yes, yes. And I'll share with you the altar that I had just set up. And I had called in my ancestors at noon, which I like to do with the sacred times. Just before I went outside and got surprised by that sweet little scary bear. I just dropped my doll. And I would also encourage anyone in our sweet community here to learn to blow this conch shell. I'm so inspired that two people blew the conch shell already in the offerings that I was in World Unity Week, and I wanted to blow it the third time. We traditionally do that to begin our ceremonies, but you know, I am not that good, and sometimes it sounds like something you really don't want to hear most of the time when I try to blow the conch shell. So Joan, somebody, Martin, you know, Shalania, somebody get really good with your conch shell and open our next ceremony. Ah, Joan has one. I bet she's great with it. Would you bless us with that equalizing vibration? It brings everything up with that frequency and that sound. Mm. Oh, you're doing great, Joan. You're doing great. One more will be yes, the seventh conch sound offering to all of you, all of us. The water, Chiron, who's here to help us. These stones who are here to help us. Everything. We offer the gift of that sound to bring us also into balance. Thank you so much, Joan. You're courageous to go through those other sounds. Who knows where they come from, you know? It's all good though. Yeah.
I have a quick poem story from Spirit Walker by Nancy Wood.
Yeah.
It's called The Story of a Flower.
Mm.
Sometimes when you just open the book, it seems like you need to read it. In the season of wild strawberries, I came from the earth as a flower, high on a hill above my village, with only the eagle, the buffalo, the bear, and the butterfly to watch the petals of my spirit unfold. The eagle spoke first. He said, "Sister, you will never have wings like me, except in the pathways of your dreams. Yet you will fly to the top of the sky because I give you the gift of courage." The buffalo spoke next. He said, "Sister, you will never survive a long time like me, except on the trail of your memories. Yet you will see 1,000 winters go by because I give you the gift of endurance." The bear spoke next. He said, "Sister, you will never know the secrets of the four-legged animals since you are only a flower. Yet the knowledge of all creatures is yours because I give you the gift of wisdom." The butterfly spoke next. She said, "Sister, you believe you are very important because the creatures have given their gifts to you. Yet here on this hill, you will always be at home because I give you the gift of humility. So I have lived for many seasons among the eagle, the buffalo, the bear, and the butterfly. watching the birds go by, speaking to the rain and sky. My colors have been the colors of the rainbow. My beauty has given joy to all who see me. To bloom even when there is no rain requires the courage of the eagle. To last through the heavy snows of winter requires the endurance of the buffalo. To understand the importance of all seasons requires the wisdom of the bear. But to rejoice when my blossoms die requires only the butterfly's humility. Awful.
Beautiful, Eileen. Thank you so much. That is perfect. Yep. And so the bear is bringing us the gift of wisdom today, and it's a baby bear. So it's new wisdom, it's potential wisdom, growth and transformation. Sweet. So wonderful to share this time with all of you. And I'll ask again if anyone has anything they want to share before we sing Grandma Grace's gratitude song to close our sacred circle, our sacred container, where we've all shared so beautifully and so sweetly.
This is Shalanya, and
I'd like.
Oops.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was remembering something. I was looking for something in my journal, and I came upon something that I wrote. It was River Ceremony Sacred Water Eclipse Time, and it's just very short, but it feels like what happened today to a certain extent. Gratitude for this heart space where words may not enter, thoughts cannot reach. Here we are one. Let the sun and the moon kiss within us. Closing our eyes, we enter inspiration. On our out-breath, we all return to our unified own sacred spaces, a blink in celestial time.
Yes. Yes.
Beautiful. I wanted to share a little song. It's the first song I wrote when I moved to this area. All the water is connected under the ground. All the water is connected and will soon be flowing down. All the water is connected under the ground and will soon be flowing down to the sea. All the oceans are connected, all the world around. All the oceans are connected under the ground. All the oceans are connected, all the world around. And their love is flowing out to you and me. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you, Tree Child. That's very sweet. Yeah, beautiful little song for today. Okay, any more offerings before we close our sacred time? So much love and gratitude to all of you for showing up, sharing, dancing, loving, all the beauty and balance that you bring, always in our sweet community, and especially today. Grateful to each one of you and every one of you who's ever been here. When we are here together and we gather again, we are all together in spirit. So we hold that connection dear in our hearts. And I will close our sacred circle with Grandma Grace's gratitude song. And invite you all to our talking circle tomorrow at 1:30. Is that right, Joan? Do you want to say anything about that before we close our sacred circle? Or after? After? Okay. So you're welcome to, again, come into the sound in whatever way feels good to you. And since this is Grandma Grace's song, I'll sing it in my grandma voice, but I encourage you guys to balance that with the lower, deeper. And Joan, please sing with me if you want to. If anybody wants to sing with me, you are so very welcome. Oh, thank you all so much. You can feel the togetherness, the weaving when we sound in together, and I love it so much. Every sound entrains us in our soul and our spirit. And we put aside our body today for the beginning, and then we brought it out big time. And we put aside our mind, and we feel that now. We feel the balance that takes place when we bring up body, spirit, and let mind take a break in our dominant culture. So thank you all, and I hope to see you again on the 1st of July when we dance together as community and share together as community. Thank you all so very much, and we'll end the recording. Please put your email in the chat if you want to be in on our next gatherings.
Tomorrow for the talking circle, it is a talking circle to really dream up what it is we can do for our Mother Earth, what it is looking at. We spent the previous one looking at